Now, for the last couple of years, I've owned and operated quite a collection of Logitech mice, from the MX Revolution to the G5, G9, all the way up to the G700S. Now, Logitech aren't really renowned for building hardware that's the highest performing, most durable, or even at times the best value. Which may make you ponder the question, so what makes the G502 Proteus gaming mouse so different from everything else in this big world of PC gaming? And well, my answer to that would be that there's not really one single feature that makes this mouse really anything different. If anything, it's really all the combination of features that makes this mouse possibly something worthy to put on your computer desk. Firstly, let's talk about the sensor. Logitech claims that it is one of the most accurate sensors on the market. Now, I personally haven't tested out all of the mice in the market to confirm that claim, but what I can confirm is that with the capability to do 12,000 dots per inch makes the G502 one of the most sensitive mouse that you're going to come across. Now, having ultra high DPI settings doesn't make this mouse ultra precise or even usable for some people, but I believe that may be the key argument. And the fact is that some people who are interested in getting the highest possible DPI settings are going to possibly love this thing. I personally think that now is a time more than ever, thanks to higher resolution 4K monitors and multiple display configuration, that a mouse with a setting of 12,000 DPI can certainly be helpful, especially if you have a small workspace where you don't have a lot of space to actually move your mouse around, or you want the highest DPI settings if you're just plain lazy and want to minimize as much bodily movements as possible. Now, internally, the Proteus has a 32-bit microcontroller with a maximum refresh rate of about 1000 Hz via the USB 2 connection, making its response time around 1 millisecond, which is certainly fast enough for most gamers and most applications out there. Now, like the older Logitech G9, you can actually customize the weight and balance on this thing. Located at the bottom is a magnetic door that allows access to the weight cavity. Here you can load up the mouse with 5 3.6 gram weights. Of course, you can change the balance slightly depending upon where you actually put the weights. I personally install all the weights because I like a heavier mouse. Now, taking a tour around the G502, you'll notice that on the left side of the mouse, there are 2 buttons to change the DPI settings. Below that, we have 3 LED DPI indicator lights, and just below that, we have 2 programmable buttons, and by default, these buttons are set to forward and back commands for your web browser and things like that. And just below that, we have an aim button, which is designed to downshift your DPI to a lower setting for higher aiming precision. Continuing forward, you'll see that there are no buttons located on the right side of the mouse, and when we take a look at the top of the mouse, you'll see another programmable button followed by Logitech's famous scroll toggle switch, which changes the gears on the scroll wheel from click to click to hyper fast scrolling mode. The click blades also give a nice clicky feel while still being rated for over 20 million clicks. And speaking of durability, the polytetrafluoroethylene feet at the bottom of the mouse also have a lifespan of traveling over 250 kilometers and allow the mouse to glide smoothly on most surfaces. Which brings us to another new feature of the Proteus, which is the adaptable surface tuning. Therefore, like many other gaming mice, the G502 can specifically be calibrated to function optimally on most desktop surfaces such as real wood, wood veneer, plastics, etc. Unfortunately, it does not work on glass though. Of course, a nice mousepad will give you the best results in terms of accuracy, precision, and responsiveness. Visually, I like the look of the Proteus. It's basically a wired version of the G602 that they released last year. Ergonomically, the mouse is pretty good. The overall shape, I think, is pretty versatile and adaptable to most human hands. Of course, you're going to have to try this out yourself and come back to me on that one. Additionally, like many other gaming mice out there, there's tons of options for customization. Internally, the mouse has 3 user profiles that you can customize to your heart's content in terms of which buttons do which things for which games and different apps. Each profile also has a total of 5 DPI settings, so you can fiddle around with a whole bunch of DPI settings and figure out which best fits your needs. To sum up everything, I think individually, most of the features of the G502 are pretty common for an $80 gaming mouse. But for me, ergonomically, it just connects with me better than most other gaming mice. I love the overall lightness of each mouse click and each button press, and sure, I have to admit that it's not as nicely built as other higher end gaming mice such as the Corsair M65 or something like the Rat 9, but it really doesn't matter to me that much since I don't plan to step on this thing anytime soon. Overall, I would have to say to anyone looking to get a new mouse to give this some consideration, especially if you love the flexibility to go from 200 to 12,000 DPI in just a few seconds, and especially if you love the fit and finish of most Logitech gaming mice, this is certainly one of the best options you have. And that's really it. I hope this gave you some insight on the Logitech Proteus mouse. If you have any questions at all, please make sure to leave that on a comment down below, and if you like this video, please make sure to give us a thumbs up. I'm Waj from the MW Technology channel, and we'll see you later. Take care.